Hello, IT champions. Welcome back to my channel. Today again we are learning something very special. Your OIT speaking roleplay begins. A mother rushes into the clinic carrying her 4-year-old son. She's crying, she's terrified. She says, "Doctor, please save my child. Something is seriously wrong." What should you say first? Should you start asking medical questions immediately? Or should you first calm the parent? Today, I'll teach you exactly how to manage an anxious parent using a powerful 7 step communication framework that will help you score grade A in OET speaking. I'm Dr. Arshnur, your OET mentor. And before I start the video, if you not subscribed my channel yet, subscribe it right now so that you should get the maximum benefits of setup of the videos when I am uploading on my channel. Parents often become anxious because they fear the worst. Your role is to acknowledge their emotions, gather accurate information, explain the situation clearly, and reassure them without making unrealistic promises. Today's lesson will show you how to balance empathy with professional communication. And what are the learning objectives for today? By the end of this lesson, you will learn how to build trust with an anxious parent, calm heightened emotions, gather information effectively, explain the child's condition in simple language, reassure without giving false hope, and the consultation confidently. I'm giving you the 7 step form framework again here. Step number 1, welcome and build rapport. Useful phrases to use here. Hello, Mrs. Brown. I am Dr. Arshnur. Please have a seat. I am here to help you. I know this is a stressful situation. Step number 2, acknowledge emotions. Useful phrases to use here. I can see you are very worried. Any parent would feel the same in this situation. Thank you for bringing your child in promptly. Step number 3, gather information, ask calm, open ended questions. For example, when did the fever start? Has your child been eating or drinking? Has your child vomited or had difficulty breathing? Has anything like that happened before? Step number 4, show empathy. For example, you have done the right thing by seeking medical help. I understand how frightening this must be. We'll assess your child carefully. Step number 5, explain the situation. For example, at the moment, your child's symptoms suggest a viral infection, but I would like to examine them thoroughly before making a diagnosis. Explain using everyday language. Avoid medical jargon. Step number 6, discuss the management plan. Explain examination, temperature check, medication, fluids, observation when tests are needed. Step number 7, reassurance safety net. Examples, we will monitor your child closely. If you notice difficulty in breathing, persistent vomiting, and unusual drowsiness, seek medical attention immediately. Please contact us if you are worried at any time. So, students, you need to avoid these serious mistakes. Never say, "Don't worry, everything will be fine. There's nothing serious." Instead, say, "We'll examine your child carefully. Let's find out what's causing these symptoms." Now, I'm giving you a complete role play. Setting, general practice clinic. Candidate, you are the doctor. Patient, Mrs. Sarah Brown. Her 4-year-old son has had a high fever for one day. The child is sleepy, refusing food, and she's worried that something serious is happening. Your task, build rapport, explore the child's symptoms, acknowledge the parent's anxiety, explain the likely cause, discuss treatment, give home care advice, explain warning signs, arrange follow up. Complete grade A role play sample I'm giving you now. Doctor, good morning, Mrs. Brown. I am Dr. Arshnur. Please come in and have a seat. I can see you are very worried. Tell me, what's been happening with your son? Parent, Doctor, He has had a high fever since last night. He is sleeping all the time and won't eat anything. I am really scared, doctor. I understand why you're feeling worried. Any parent would be concerned in this situation. You have done the right thing by bringing him in today. Parent, could it be something serious, doctor? Let's ask a few questions and examine him carefully before we reach any conclusion. When did the fever begin? Parent, last night. Doctor, has he been drinking fluids? Parent, only a little. Doctor, has he vomited? Had a rash? Or had difficulty in breathing? These questions should be asked separately by getting the patient's answer. Parent says no. Doctor, thank you for answering those questions. Based on what you have told me so far, it may be a viral infection, which is very common in young children. However, I would like to examine him thoroughly before confirming that. Parent, does he need antibiotics? Doctor, not necessarily. Antibiotics only work against bacterial infections, not viral illnesses. If this appears to be viral, supportive care such as fluids, rest, and fever reducing medication is usually the best treatment. Parent. So, what should I do at home? Doctor. Encourage him to drink small amounts of fluid frequently. Give paracetamol as directed if he has a fever and allow him to take rest. Keep monitoring his temperature. Parent. When should I come back? Doctor. If his fever lasts more than 3 days, if he develops difficulty breathing, persistent vomiting, seizures, a rash, becomes usually sleeping, or if you are worried for any reason, seek medical care immediately. Parent, thank you, doctor. I feel much more reassured. Doctor, you are very welcome. We'll examine him now and make sure he receives the appropriate care. Please remember, if you have any concerns, don't hesitate to contact us. Now, I'm giving you grade A phrases. Building rapport, thank you for bringing your child in today. Let's work through this together. Showing empathy, I can appreciate how frightening this must be. You have reacted promptly, and that's important. Gathering information, could you describe the symptoms in more detail? Have you noticed any changes since yesterday? Explaining. Based on the information you have shared, I would like to examine your child before making a diagnosis. Reassuring. We'll monitor your child carefully. You are doing the right thing. Safety netting. If you notice any of these warning signs, please seek medical attention immediately. Don't hesitate to contact us if you are concerned. To score highly, recognize and respond to the parents' emotions before moving into clinical questions. Use simple, non technical language. Avoid making promises about the diagnosis before assessing the child, and with clear safety net advice and follow up. An anxious parent needs more than medical information, they need reassurance, empathy, and a clear plan. By combining compassionate communication with structured information gathering, you will demonstrate the professional skills OET examiners are looking for. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, buddies, or OET candidates. Also, if you want to have a consultation call with me, book it right now and join my free WhatsApp group. Thanks for watching. Stay connected. Happy learning. See you very soon with our next video.